Unless the current spate of attacks on the nation's gas facilities is curtailed, the efforts by the federal government towards improving electricity supply in the country may remain futile. All this is coming from the management of the Nigerian Gas Company, a subsidiary of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, the NNPC, while reacting to recent attacks on its pipeline in the Niger Delta region. Briefing journalists after its visit to the site of the vandalism, the company explained that it's working to stop further attacks on its facilities.
1 hour 30 minutes ride on a speedboat and about an hour's walk through a difficult terrain. That's how long it takes to journey to the site of the Escravos Lagos gas pipeline of the Nigeria Gas Company that is in Nikorua community, Baramantu Kingdom in Delta State. According to officials of the Nigeria Gas Company, this 24-inch gas pipeline was vandalized on the 2nd of March 2015 by unknown persons, and the impact of the destruction stretches as long as 56 kilometers from the point of the blast. After the visit to the site of the blast, management of the Nigeria Gas Company holds this press briefing where it summarizes the impact of the damage.
When these lines are tampered with, the gas volumes that are supposed to be sent to the customer is lost, and we cannot, like the one that happened, these ones now, whenever it happens, we lose almost 1 to 1.5 gigawatts of electricity to the network, to the grid, to the national grid. And that is colossal in terms of cost. Volumes of up to about 200 million is lost, is deferred.
Apart from the huge resources used to fix the pipelines anytime it is vandalized, the company says the damage also degrades the nation's electricity generation capacity.
Remember that the core fuel to most of our gas power plants in this country is our gas. And so if we cannot take gas to the power plants, generation suffers. And so maybe the blip we have been seeing recently in the power generation and availability of power in the country has to do with these vandalisms.
Going forward, the management says it does not intend to fold its hands and watch vandals have a field day destroying its pipelines. And one way it hopes to achieve this is to bring on board its host communities to be a part of those to secure the assets. While gas pipeline vandalization may not be as rampant as crude oil theft, the country nonetheless loses about $600 million daily to this nefarious act, and all hands must be on the plow to discourage it.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has been asked to sanitize Nigeria's electoral process, especially with regard to illegal expenditure by political parties. All this is coming from the Executive Director of the Center for Social Justice, Mr. Eze Onyegbere, who condemned the inducement of voters by the campaign organizations and called for the prosecution of those found guilty. He also urged INEC to investigate the alleged bribery of officials of the Christian Association of Nigeria, sales of permanent voter cards, and continuing hate campaigns by politicians.
You cannot compare the cost of materials and items like hotel rooms, cars and everything, all the campaign logistics in Abakaliki to say Lagos or Kano or even any other mid-city. So if Abakaliki is getting 80 million for one rally, you can be assured that it should be one of the lists in terms of money that will be voted. Assuming without conceding that that is the average money they vote per rally, we are doing 36 rallies plus the one in FCT. So if you multiply 80 by 37, you will get 2.960 billion, 2.960 billion. And this is already in excess of the 1 billion, which is the ceiling provided by the Electoral Act. And this is just an expenditure on one item. It doesn't include the money you see for the minute-by-minute advertisements on television and radio or the print media ads. The second issue from this disclosure is that TAN has been desecrating the political space with filthy lucre and inducements. By Section 124 of the Electoral Act, bribery, inducement, promise, procurement, And anyone who directly or indirectly by himself or by any other person on his behalf gives or agrees to give or lend or offers any money or valuable consideration to induce a vote is guilty of an offense and is liable on conviction to a maximum fine of 500,000 or imprisonment for 12 months or both.
The PDP Vanguard, a pressure group of the ruling People's Democratic Party, says it has no confidence in the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega, to conduct the forthcoming general elections. According to the group, events in the last 3 weeks of postponement has revealed that INEC is unprepared to conduct credible elections. A briefing journalist in Abuja, the group questioned the process of permanent voter cards distribution, as well as the introduction of the incident form by the Independent National Electoral Commission ahead of the elections.
The postponement of the elections date by 6 weeks from February 14 seems to have paved way for more pressure on INEC by several political pressure groups. This time, it is the PDP Pressure Group that has expressed lack of confidence in the Independent National Electoral Commission.
You don't go and experiment the political future of Nigeria in a technology that we don't know. People say it's so simple. They have tried it. It wasn't that simple. So the question of him living or not living is not in our hands. In countries where things are fairly done and people claim to have what I call the honorable, he will resign. He wouldn't wait to be sacked. He wouldn't wait to be sacked. Have we done well? Has it done well? With the distribution still going on now, what would he have done in February 14?
The group also opposed the introduction of the incident form by INEC, which the Commission intends to use as a backup for the card readers.
The mere fact that they have now introduced an incident reported system negates completely the need for the card reader as a last gateway check for authentication of voters. In any case, it is merely to verify voters.
But the Independent National Electoral Commission has explained the reason for introducing the incident form.
Basically, every Nigerian who's registered and whose name appears in the register of voters is entitled to vote, whether they are cleared by the card reader or not. Once a person comes with a card, and we know it's a genuine card, the card reader will read whether it's a genuine card or not. And we are satisfied that one is the owner, the bearer of the card is actually the owner of that card, and his or her photograph appears in the register of voters, then that person is entitled to vote. The only thing we say is that, look, in order to, for our auditory purposes, let us fill the official, not the voter, will fill an incident form to say, look, for whatever reasons, this particular individual, we could not read the fingerprints, the biometrics.
This is the first time the INEC is introducing card readers in the conduct of elections. According to INEC, the overall objective is to prevent fraud. For now, nobody can tell whether INEC will cave in to pressures not to use this electronic device.
When the news at 10 returns, Lagos government commissions new power plants to cater for Victoria Island and Lekki axis. Do join us again.